Welcome to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the card at Hawkesbury this weekend. Of course, we've got plenty of best bets coming your way, plenty of value as well in there, the $100 hot seat, and of course a charity multi later in the show. And Mike, as I said, we're off to Hawkesbury this weekend. The championships have finished, but these standalone meetings, they're proving so successful. I think it's the 14th one since 2006 for Hawkesbury. They've just been great.
Yeah, the carnival's tapering off, but the interest definitely is. It's great meeting at Hawkesbury this Saturday. The good horses can kind of leapfrog from Hawkesbury to Scone in a couple of weeks' time.
They sure can.
Then on to the Brisbane Carnival. If you're lucky enough to have a tough horse that can maintain its preparation, still lots of prize money to be made this season.
Yeah, they sure do. I think about 113 acceptances there this weekend, all there for the dollars. Maybe not as much in the Crown, and also the Guineas a little light on there, Mike, but plenty of racing still to come. And how about the support from the stables too? James Cummings, he's got 10 runners engaged, and Chris Wall, I think it was 16 and 7 inclusive in the Cup. But Mike, you've been so good over the carnival, picking these horses for courses. Now Hawkesbury, we know some Randwick types, Rose Hill types. What makes a good Hawkesbury type?
You know the answer to this question, Stu. I've got absolutely no idea. This track has got me baffled. I know one thing though, some horses absolutely love it and some horses hate it. So look at their record, their historical record, and see how they've done there before. Look for home track horses as well. Yep. And don't be surprised if a short price favourite gets done the first time at this track on Saturday.
All right, we'll be having a look at that. The sun is out. That's the most important thing this weekend, Mike. So take us through the track conditions we're expecting at Hawkesbury on Saturday.
It can't be autumn, can it? This is unbelievable weather. Good weather, sunny conditions in Sydney, 25, 26, about 19, 20 on Saturday, a bit cooler. But it still should be dry. April 16 was the last meeting. It was a pretty fair track. So we're expecting a fair bias on Saturday, maybe a little bit near pace if it's firm, maybe a tiny bit off rails, but pretty much fair, we think.
Okay, and obviously some very good races there on the weekend. A few group races to speak of. We've got to narrow it down to 5 that we're having a good look at though, Mike. So which ones are we going to have a look at?
Yeah, the Clarendon Stakes is a great race for the 2-year-old, won by Graf last year. It's a great race, and we're not going to do that one. It's pretty closely matched, some lightly raced types. They're the ones we are going to do is a staying race one. Always love this race at Hawkesbury. Just some fringe Saturday horses there in race 1. Race 4, the Hawkesbury Crown. Great mares in that race. Race 7 and 8, feature races as well, the Gold Cup. So many Waller horses there. And race 9, the Get Out Stakes at Hawkesbury. So important, Stu.
Yes, we might be needing that. That's race 9 though. The first one we're going to have a look at is race number 1. So let's try and get the bickies early off, Mike. And you said you like this staying race. So let's get into the market now. And there is one horse that you're looking at the form guide, Bajan Gold, and it simply says held up, Mike. $4.20. Macadonife in there, $5.50. Hard fit and on pace. Free Fly 2 coming from that Bajan Gold race, $6. Belfast Bella, what an up-and-comer this horse is. An amazing ride by Jason Cole at last start. $6 there. Letter to Juliet coming off a nice last start win at $8. And King Viv there, $8, tying in a lot of that form there, Mike. But Bajan Gold didn't have too much luck last start.
Yeah, well supported, back to a dry track. A lot of people liked it. I think it's Bay and Gold, but it could be Bajan. I'm not that good with my pronunciations as well, Stu. Warwick Farm, 2,200 metres dry track. Such a similar race. Wasn't sure how Free Fly 2 was going to go back to a good track. He got done. He was back in 8th. King Viv sprinting well into the race, just getting edged out. And Bay and Gold held up just here, not too badly. Maybe McAvoy could have been pulled out earlier, but the last 150 metres was pretty strong. He's a really genuine horse.
Right, well, that's what the punters have really got to make their decision on though, Mike. But yeah, King Viv, as you said, really had to stride up here and, well, thought it looked to have the race won here.
Yeah, just got edged out, so back to 100 metres is probably good for him. Kim Moore said he likes a dry track, so it should be firmer on Saturday. Yeah, Bay and Gold smashing the line there, a good run. But yeah, only held up slightly, we said.
Okay, well, look, another good last start run was Belfast Bella. As you can see here in the blue hat, back on the rails, and Jason Collett, well, he just rode for a bit of luck. And as we see in this replay, he just kept on the rails, the luck came, and far too good here.
Far too good. And lots of these stays we've seen before, they're just going around in benchmark grade. They're well exposed. This one isn't well exposed. I think it ran really well over 2,000 metres last preparation. It was pushed wide on the turn, up to 1,900 metres. This preparation, quietly ridden, sprinted through, way too good, and I can't remember, Stu, I think he's eased down his last 100 metres, isn't he, Stu?
Well, it definitely was. But when you watch a win like this here, Mike, you try and think, right, who did it beat? That's what we've got to try and figure out.
Absolutely beat. Nothing compared to Saturday, but it's an improving horse with progression, which is so important.
Okay, well, that's what we're going to have a look at. Let's have a look at the form and all the key factors now for race 1 at Hawkesbury as we get our mini race started here, Mike, and it is Bajan Gold there. with the gold.
Yeah, probably said he should have won last start, maybe just, so we just gave him the gold bar, but only just.
Okay, so let's get this race started. It is key factors time, and the first one, as always, is progression.
Yeah, Waller gets his stayers to improve, so there's always progression, so the favourite can progress. Belfast Bella, like we just said, she's got progression down in the weights.
All right, moving on. There's Bedang Gold out in front. They've got to catch her, but Belfast Bella already has.
Yeah, likes Hawkesbury, we know that, and King Viv's won at Hawkesbury before. It's a big, big tick. We talked about it before. It should love Hawkesbury. Actually, this is the distance. Back in 100 metres is good for King Viv.
All right, and what about track conditions? No more wet tracks to worry about.
Like I just talked about, King Viv's won at Hawkesbury, so he gets a gold bar.
There we go. So King Viv levelling up here. Mike, we've got 3 of these horses really sprinting away. What about position in run? Can anything level up?
Yeah, staying race. We're not going to play it first race of the day. Not sure of the pattern.
All right. Well, look, these 3 have just kicked ahead. I like this. A little bit of confidence. You said this. You like this sort of race, this staying race. Let's have a look now at all the ratings, and it is time for a bet here in the first. $4, $26, $8. Well, we've got some nice value here as well, not just 3 good chances.
Yeah, let's sack the wet trackers. McDonough, we think's a wet tracker. Belfast Bella can win. Bay and Gold can win. Any of those 3 can win, but one of them's obviously better odds. King Viv, Kim War.
There we go.
Near the pace, drawn well, loves a firm track each way all day. $8, that's stealing, we think.
All right, King Viv there in the first for us. The next race we're going to have a look at is race number 4, and is the Hawkesbury Crown. Love this race for the mares, Mike, and some very good in-form horses here, and some money has come for Arathea. $3.90 into the $2.90 quote off that big run fresh. Multaja, we'll speak of big runs last start. There's all this form coming through the PJ Bell. That's at $3.40, also supported in from that $3.90 quote. Manicure looks been up for a long time now, but I'm sure the coming stable know exactly what they're doing. $5.50 there. Pecans, 2 from 2 at Hawkesbury. Last year's winner of the race, $6. And an interesting acceptor here, Aqua Divina. Sure, it'll be better out in distance, Mike, but $9 has to be respected. But some really good inform horses in the Hawkesbury Crown.
Yeah, not a big field, but a quality field. Let's have a look at the best quality form references. The Group 2 Sapphire Stakes. Tony Brassel picked out Arathea as a trial special.
He did.
And she bounced off her trials into an amazing first up performance. Look, it's really hard to rate this run because the on-pace is dominated. Yeah. They went at a ripping strong tempo, but she was really, really strong, running second to White Moss, and a gap on some pretty good horses behind her, Stu.
Yeah, well, that was the interesting point here, Mike. But when you get a horse like this that is in behind, you really want to see what they do over those concluding stages. And as you said, it was set up for them, but love the way it finished off.
Yeah, it was set up at Savatiano. Well, on the outside on the white cap, only a length and a half off. Yep. She probably pulls away from Savatiano late.
Sure does, yeah.
Which measures up well in this race on Saturday. She's a really tough on-pacer for Bjorn Baker.
Okay, well, look, we're going to have a look at Arathea again here, Mike, but of course she went up against Manicure back in the Magic Millions, and well, look, that's simply form that we just have to line up, and it was Manicure getting the better of her this day.
Yeah, after that last run we just looked at for Arathea, I was about to have a big bet, but I just wasn't sure. I wanted to have a look at the form. There's 2 questions I think on Arathea. The first one is that another horse in the race, Manicure, has beaten her only a couple of starts ago. Dry track, 1,300 metres, both had every single chance, and Manicure was too strong. The other question is the last time Arathea came to Hawkesbury, she was a short price favourite and she did absolutely zip.
So you're saying you got some questions on the favourite here?
2 questions.
All right,
well, she's got the best form.
Well, let's have a look now to see if these key factors can help us out with all the form and the analysis for the Hawkesbury Crown. It is Arathea with the gold here, Mike.
I just said it, light her up, the favourite.
All right, so it's Arathea, the one they have to catch. Now, key factors time up, progression. A few of these have plenty of it.
Yeah, you'd think Arathea second up could improve, but she was so tuned up for that first up run, maybe not. The 3-year-old can improve the second favourite. Pecans fresh, she loves it. Aqua Divina. She's a lightly raced type for Matthew Smith that could do anything this prep.
Yeah, well, that Pecans does love the track. What about this distance, Mike?
Up to 1,300 metres is plus for Arathea. Manicure back to 13 to plus. She peaked in the Group 1 Coolmore, and Pecans 1,300 metres is ideal for her.
Okay, so the favourite's still out in front, but all these giving very good chase. Multaja, Manicure and Pecans, and the dry conditions is going to suit a couple of these.
Yeah, there's a case for backing Hawkesbury types all day long. Pecans is one of those, and Manicure back to a dry track. That's a plus for her.
Okay, Mike, we've got another 3-way tussle here. Position in run.
Yeah, on paces, getting the right run. Arathea, Manicure can dominate this race and be very, very hard to beat, both of them.
Okay, so it's Manicure levelling up late there to Arathea, the favourite. A race in 2, as it says there, Mike, but we know we've just got to bring in all the odds and look for the value here in the Hawkesbury Crown. So there they are, $2.90, $5.50 Manicure. I mean, look, has been up for a very, very long time. We've got to have a think about that as well, Mike. And Pecans, we know this horse just loves the track.
Yeah, don't want to sack Pecans. Cover bet on her for sure. Zumblina, not too bad at $17, maybe just a length or 2 behind them. I really, really like Arathea, and if she was guaranteed to run well at Hawkesbury, I would be backing her. But with that question and with those odds, It's Manicure for us, 550, great odds each way. She's the one for us.
Yeah, nice solid play there. Manicure in the crown for us. Well, there's a look at the first two races at Hawkesbury for their standalone meeting. Stick around after the break and we'll wrap it all up.
Talking to myself, will I see you again?
Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. The third race we're going to have a look at this weekend, we're going to get the quaddie, we're deep into the quaddie. It is race number 7. It is the Hawkesbury Guineas over the 1400 metres at Group 3 level. I'm excited for this race, Mike. Kylie's well supported, $3.30 into the $2.70 quote and favourite, winning its last 3. Military Zone right there, $4. Trope, a lot of speculation around this horse. Big, sexy, well-bred horse. We've got Ranier there, $7.50. Mike, not quite living up to its spring form for mine. And Quackerjack's in there as well, leading all the way fresh. But Kylie's, Mike, this horse has been doing really well. It's got power, this Choisir filly.
Let's have a look at it in the second replay. Let's look at the big, powerful, well-bred, sexy horse you just talked about, Stu. It's completely true, Trope. Running on from the back here, and Sheriff leading. What we don't see is what Damien Lane did mid-race. He thought he was on Black Caviar. He went at a rapid tempo, ran some serious sectionals, 10.4, 10.74 in the early stages. He crosses the line with Trope, who finishes off in 10.96 and 11.78. But my point is, we always get excited about the swoopers because they run on late. But I think Sheriff's run was every bit as good, if not better, after that poor ride from Damien Lane.
And what's the difference there at the end? Not much over the line.
Ahead after a much tougher run for Sheriff. I like the leader's run.
All right, well, here's the leader's run we are liking the look of. This is Kylie's, Mike. The last win, easy, big striding, and this is a really classy horse.
On April 10, which is my daughter's birthday, this is for you, Grace. Little 4-year-old Kylie's leading in front of me. I'm back to this day as well. Look, she's big, she's strong, she's powerful, like you said, Stu. She controlled it. She won it on the turn. She sprinted really, really hard. The big question, like everyone's saying, is 1400 metres. Can she stay that distance? She's such a big, powerful mare, or filly.
All right, look, if you're not having a win on your daughter's birthday, you've got to give the game away, Mike.
You've got a better present.
Look, form and key factor time now for the Hawkesbury Guineas. Let's get this race started with all the form, Mike. We've got up the top and down the bottom here with Sheriff.
No surprises for Kylie's, but big surprises for Sheriff. We just took you through that replay. We think he rates well on form.
Okay, well, let's see if he can find his way into all the ratings as we kickstart the key factors with progression.
She's untapped. She should almost be unbeaten. Kylie's has definitely got progression. Trope's got upside. Everyone's been talking about him. Zone second up, he can improve as well. And Uwazi third up on the back up, she can improve.
All right, so a lot of the favourites right in the mix here as we get the race started. Mike, what about the distance?
Big, strong, well-bred. Maybe we're falling for the spruik, but we think he'll like 1400 metres.
Okay, so there is a bit of gold there for Trope. And of course, the good track.
Yeah, Sheriff. The stable really likes him. The soft 7 conditions didn't suit him. Back to a dry track helps.
Okay, so plenty of value down here with Sheriff, but who's going to get the all-important position in run?
Yeah, a horse not to be forgotten. Come along, very unlucky last start, is definitely in this race at odds.
All right, so it's Sheriff, Kylie's and Trope, 2 of the favourites and one at very big odds. Maybe one the punters have forgotten about, Mike. Let's have a look at the ratings now and try and have a bet here in the Hawkesbury Guineas. That's what we're here to do. You don't often see a $15 top rater here, Mike, but it's not often we go for one of those short price favourites either.
Dry tracker on pace. So yeah, we're not going to back Kylie's at those odds. I do love her. If it was 1200 metres, I'd be backing her again. Trope. He's in the mix. Military Zone's in the mix as well. His first up run just okay.
Yep.
Military Zone lost to a horse that Sheriff beat. Sheriff's $15. Sheriff is the one for us. Once again each way, all day, on pace on a dry track. You'll love it. All
right, so it's Sheriff there at plenty of value. Let's have a look now, Mike, to the Gold Cup. And of course, this one's over the mile at Group 3 conditions. And Mike, look at the market for this. Archidemus, well, obviously coming off that Provincial Championships run with excuses though. $4.80 into the $3.30 quote. Zorkan there. How about this? It went up $12, smashed into $4.80. We know it's got a lot of wet form, so this is onto the dry. There he is, Tom. $5.50 right in this race off that Doncaster Prelude form. Chaonic there, $7.50. Aloysia, what do we do with this horse at $8? Mike, interesting market here for the Gold Cup. Archidemus is favourite, but some decent horses here. I mean, Tom's here.
Tom's here, and when you first look at the form guide, you're not really interested in this race. There's so many Waller runners, but you kind of look through the form and you start to get interested. And the first decision you've got to make is what you think of Archidemus's run in the Provincial Championships. One of the favourites, deep into his preparation. The first thing to note is before they jumped, he drifted in the market heavily, which is a bad sign. He was back in the pack, not on pace this day, held up, tightened. Look, he was okay and he had some excuses, but this is the last 100, 150 metres. I wish he went past Turnberry, Stu.
Yeah, look, that's what we were looking for this day. I know we were on, and look, yeah, there he is, just really looking for that room. And look, a bigger frame type. Does it need a bit of space, this horse?
Maybe that's it. Maybe a nice barrier near the pace. He'll get that space he needs, and maybe didn't want to go through that gap, but the gap was there.
Okay.
Spring Charlie went through it better than him.
Okay, so plenty of queries, and look, there's a few queries around Aloysia on its form of late. So let's take you back to the Villiers when we know this horse ran very, very well, chasing down the in-form Skyboy this day. So look, Mike, this is Villiers form, Group 2 form, so if it can reproduce something like this, it's going close on Saturday.
Very, very simple. If it does this, it wins, I think, Stuart.
Okay.
This is a Group 2. It's got pretty much the same weight. It comes back, comes wide, comes outside. Why doesn't she win on Saturday? She's a small, nuggety type. She can't sprint at all. She was out sprinting to the Doncaster. There was a strong tempo in this race, and she'll be out the back praying, hoping for a strong tempo on Saturday.
Absolutely.
She needs it.
Savage the line there, didn't it?
She smashes the line when the tempo's on.
That's all we want to see from her on Saturday. Let's have a look now at all the form and the key factors here for the Hawkesbury Gold Cup.
She's a bit like Sprite, isn't she? One of those Hawkesbury horses as well. Tom Melbourne, he was good last start off a freshen up. He gets the gold bar for form.
Well, look, we know he definitely does have that, Mike. Can he win is the next question. Key factors might be able to help us. What about progression?
Yeah, Chaotic's an interesting horse, isn't he?
Yeah,
the form's not that good, but he can bounce off a fresh and deepen his preparation. Waller's used that trick before. Snitson was poor last up, but raced very keenly. If he settles, he can improve.
Okay, so it's Tom out in front, but look at this. Plenty of others giving chase here. What about the distance here, Mike?
Yeah, the steady tempo of the Doncaster. Aloysia absolutely hated it. It may not be a strong tempo on Saturday, but if it is, she'll love it.
Okay, well, Aloysia levels up here to Tommy. The good track, who's that going to suit?
So many fresh Waller horses that can sneak up. Look how close this is, Stu. Alward came third at Hawkesbury Fresh last preparation. He should love the track.
I was just having a look all the way down there. Gold for Alwood, 60s Groove levelling up, New Universe Fresh. This position in run help.
Favourites love it. All those top four get nice spots. Archidemus, Zorkan. I think that's why the money's come for Archidemus. Such a nice barrier on pace and likes a dry track, unlike Zorkan.
Okay, but it's Tommy Melbourne hitting the front here for us, Mike, in the key factors. As we said, plenty chasing there, including Archidemus and Zorkan. A few of those have got the money coming for them, as you said. So let's have a look now at all the ratings and the key factors. Time for a bet in the Hawkesbury Gold Cup. And Mike, I think you've said it a few times here. Archidemus, if it gets that right run, it may well be good enough, and if Aloysia can reproduce its form, it's good enough. But Tom, we know where that horse is as well.
Yeah, this is a wide open race, Stu. I don't really know where to look. And Tom Melbourne, we haven't really talked about him much, but he's just popped up. And when he popped up on the ratings, I almost wanted to put him back down again because he never wins. But one thing that's a positive for Tom Melbourne is they've only just recently realised he races well fresh.
Right.
And they've freshened him up again into this start, and therefore he is our best bet. Aloysia, just in case there's a strong tempo, but Tom Melbourne, this is his race.
We're in the Tom camp, but we have said this a couple of times before.
Have I tipped him before?
We have once.
Maybe once, yes, but he didn't win, obviously.
All right, well, let's get Tom home in the Hawkesbury Gold Cup on Saturday. That leaves us with race 9, the last race we're going to have a look at, and it is a benchmark 78 to end the day. We all hope your pockets are full by this stage. There's Senor Fox on top in the betting, $4.60, really looking ready this preparation for a win. Echo Jet racing in career best form, 2 from 2 this prep. Dynamiter, the Godolphin horse, back fresh from his long break. There's Elmo, $6.50, coming off, what's that, 1-2 country wins now. Wagner for Godolphin as well, Grimoire in there as well. But Senor Fox, Mike, some pretty good form lines here, $4.60, but a few up-and-comers here as well.
Yeah, decent race and pretty open race. Look at the ratings soon, but there's a horse here that obviously coming through a better form reference, the South Pacific Classic. We talked about this race before. It was on a couple of weeks ago, how deep the form was for Seeker, Green Aeon, Millard Reaction, Gem Song, a few really good strong horses in this race. He comes wider here, he sprints well into the race out wide. He just peaks the last 100 metres, but he's only a length and a half off some really good horses here.
Yeah, you're talking about, as you said, Vasika, Millard Reaction. What would they do to this field?
I think the top 9 in this race would all win the last race in Hawkesbury on Saturday. So even though you look at your form guide and you see ninth, it's a very, very good night. And as you can see, they all pretty much cross the line together there, Stu. All pretty good.
So we're really hoping this form line's going to stand up.
That's the right form for us.
Okay, now look, what we love to do here on Key Factors, and we've got to have a bit of fun. This is the end of the day at Hawkesbury Race 9. So let's go back 2 years. It's the Hawkesbury Guineas. The horse we're looking at here is Generalissimo. And look, Mike, you've only got to look in the form guide to see this horse had 6 starts out the track for 3 wins. He absolutely loves it.
Why has he not been back here for 2 years? I have got no idea, but this is when he was a 3-year-old, so he could qualify for the Guineas. The horse in front of him that's proving too slow for him is Prompt Response.
Yeah,
Who's
wow.
a Group 1 mare. Shazzy Lee, who's a Hawkesbury type, wins that race, but Generalissimo absolutely loves Hawkesbury. Finally gets back there on Saturday and had a very, very sneaky trial leading to this race on Saturday.
And if you didn't watch that close enough, have a look again. That got held up massively.
Yeah, should have won, I think. Yeah.
All right, well, there's a few replays there to have a look at for race 9 at Hawkesbury. It's not over there, Mike. We need a winner, form, and all the analysis here in the key factors.
Yeah, Signore Fox gets the best form. Echo Jet flying this preparation, though, and Vinnie Power, she was flying last prep.
Okay, so it's Signore Fox out in front as we get the race started. Mike, first up, as always, Progression.
Yeah, he's probably level out in his form this preparation. Echo Jet could have some upside third up. Elmo's definitely got upside coming from the Western Districts, and Generalissimo races better fresh. He tapers deep into his preparation.
Okay, plenty of goal, but more importantly, plenty of value down the page here, Mike. Can we keep this going? What about the distance?
Yeah, I think 13's ideal for Signore Fox. Elmo up to 13's a plus, and Wagner, he's 1 from 1 at the distance.
They are all lining up behind Signore Fox and Echo Jet here. An absolute wall of them, Mike. What about the good track?
Yeah, Dynamited back from heavy tracks in Brisbane. I think he'll love it. Grimoire will love it as well. And Generalissimo, we talked about the Hawkesbury type. A big, big kicker for him.
Ah, you finally said it. A Hawkesbury type. You might have found one, Mike. What about position in run?
Only because they won there before. I've got no idea why he likes it. Signore Fox gets a great spot. Elmo as well. Hand fast draw on the inside. Chalk drawn barrier 1 on 50 kilograms. He could win, but he never wins.
Okay, well look, Signore Fox on top here, Mike, but a few of these have just sort of come out of the pack there with gold through the key factors. I'm sensing a little bit of value could be on the cards here. It is race 9 after all to end the day at Hawkesbury. Let's have a look now. It is Signore Fox there on top for us at $4.60, but Generalissimo $14. Massive odds there in the last, but look at that absolute wall of horses in behind, Mike. Only a couple of lengths off, and they're all pretty much double figure odds there down the bottom.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of form analysts saying some races if the favourites don't win or the top raters don't win, it really opens up, and that's a great example of that. There's 2 horses we like, and if they don't show up on Saturday, we've got no idea. Signore Fox, he's got the best form line. This is his race on Saturday, so well drawn with James Mack on. And Generalissimo, all he needs to do is find his best form at Hawkesbury, and he can win as well.
You had to put it in there. You were doing well to show those replays and cheer him home, I think.
It's great odds for a horse that loves the track.
All right, there we go. Let's look at 5 races from Hawkesbury this weekend, but still plenty more to come with all our great exotic bets after the break.
They stare at me while I crave you.
Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We've had an in-depth look at 5 key races for this weekend, Mike, but so many of them have been very, very close at the end in all the ratings, so it might be one of those days to tread warily. But look, we've got other races to get involved with on the day. We've looked at 5. What about the other 4?
Yeah, I'm definitely treading warily on Saturday. No morals on this card on Saturday, but some decent value. King Viv, we talked about. So You Win Fresh can definitely do something. Right. He's raced well at Hawkesbury before. I think he was unlucky last time he was here. Jailbreak, the trials have been great. Manicure, we've talked about. Mick the Hat did enough first up. He can do something in the Tab Highway. Tactical Advantage is an absolute gun on a dry track over 1,100 metres. If it wasn't Hawkesbury, I'd be loading up. Sheriff, Tom Melbourne and Signore Fox, we talked about. Tom Melbourne each way, of course.
Of course, Tommy is in there for us. And look, hot seat time, Mike. Well over the $1,000 mark after last week, so well done there. It's going well, but look, we've got to keep this going. That was the big carnival. We're up. What about Hawkesbury this weekend? $100. You're heading to the track. Where are the punters going to play that on Saturday?
Yeah, we're both very proud, and the team behind us very, very proud to have such good returns. Over $1,200 for your 100 in total. We're playing pretty carefully, like we said. $25 bundle bet in race 1.
Okay, you've liked these lately.
Viv and Bay in Gold, same form line. Belfast Bella on the way up. On to race 4, $15 on Manicure. She's one of yours, isn't she, Stu?
She is.
He's probably backed her already. On to the value Sheriff in the Guineas. We love him. Tom Melbourne a place. We almost backed him a win, but we just couldn't do it. And race 9, Signore Fox, Generalissimo and Perfect Rhyme, who wasn't that good for Weir the last 2 preparations and trialled really well into this preparation.
All right, so let's try and keep the profits going there on the $100 hot seat. And of course, the exotics don't end there, Mike. We've got our charity multi to get involved with this weekend. And of course, being Anzac Day this week, we want the punters to have a very big one. And look, the 4 soldiers that are going into war for us this weekend are, well, let's have the King in the first at $2.70. Of course, we've got to have the Sheriff in there after watching that replay at $3.70 for the place. Major Tom. Let's put him in there. $2.10 the place. We've pumped up his tyres. And of course, you can't have all these without a General. The Generalissimo, $4.40. You sold me on that one, Mike. So let's have them all for the place at $10, netting a $92, at 92 to 1, I should say. So plenty of value again after nearly jagging a $100 one last week.
They should all love the track. They should all love the dry track. I love that bet, and the General at 440. It's a big finish to that multi.
Look, it is a big finish, and let's hope it's a big finish for everyone out there at Hawkesbury. So much work's gone into it from Greg Rudolph and the team. We wish everyone the best out there, and of course everyone heading to the track. Good luck on the punt, and head to the raceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling this weekend.
Enjoy Saturday.